Really a pleasure. Yeah, so let's start today's workshop. So I'm going to share my screen and then yeah, we can start. So yeah, we can you all see?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So yeah, we are going to learn about how we can ignite our creative flow to feel more connection and compassion. So So just a little introduction about myself. Yeah, my name is Umayal Anamalai. I'm an artist, a muralist, mom, creative guide, energy healer, and a creative rebel and a catalyst for change. So I moved here to Charlotte in 2006. So I studied architecture. Now I'm a full-time artist. So I've participated in CLT Shout this year and CLT Boom. And I also teach workshops, facilitate workshops in um, Charlotte Library. So in 2020, I started as a full time artist and I started my Umayal Art Studio to share my art, my culture, and my passion to guide others to heal and open their heart, to inspire and impact their connections and community so they can unleash their creative genius. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. And yeah, today we are going to see about what is creative flow. So creative flow is like a powerful and a desirable state of mind, body, and heart in coherence that enables us to for increased creativity, productivity, and motivation while decreasing stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. It's more about like feeling light. So are we like feeling that emotions is that emotions like weighing us down, or are we feeling that lightfulness? So yeah, when we are in that flow state, it's not just we don't face any challenges. Like whenever life throws us some challenges, how can we bounce back? So it's about being resourceful. So how can we move through those emotions so that we can bounce back? So it helps us to find our natural rhythm and balancing our energies. So it's about the individuals that can experience profound shifts and deep healing and personal growth. So when we are in that flow state. So yeah, and the benefits of creative flow is like our thoughts create our emotions create our energetic vibration. So our energy creates our life. So if we want to live from a place of like love, peace, and freedom, and we need to tap into our creative power so that we can shift and move through our energy of fear, lack, and doubt. So most of the time, we used to think that define us are like our mistakes, our problems, our thoughts. So yeah, but what actually defines us is our experiences. So how we are experiencing life. So are we experiencing from a place of love, peace, or are we just like moving through life with like anxiety and stress? So it's about our perspective, our personality, and our creativity, our goals. So all these actually are habits and attitudes. So those are all that defines us. So when we have the power to change the, we have a choice to create the life that we desire. So when we learn to navigate our emotions and the difficult thoughts and feelings, we can cultivate that creative flow and resilience and trust in the flow of life. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, you can just type it in the chat, or yeah, I'll answer it later. So the 5 keys for creative flow is like peace. Like how can we find more peace with ourselves? So peace is about like pausing. So the P stands for like pausing and being present with ourselves. And E is for easefulness, rest. How can we relax and reflect? A is about like awareness and noticing how we are feeling. And C is for like compassion and non-judgment. E is for expression and mindful flow art. So we are going to see each of these keys and how we can like be in that state. So the 5 pillars of opening our heart, like heartfulness and creative flow is about our inner peace will anchor our body in a heartful presence. So opening our heart requires mindful observing of our thoughts and moving the energy by connecting with our body senses and wisdom, so that we can be in a state of balance and harmony with creative flow, and we can be more resourceful. So taking time for ourselves to contemplate and to be curious with our feelings, to make art in in the spaciousness, that creating a space for ourselves to express more, that puts us in a place of like pure possibility. So what is possible when we are more open in our heart, and when we allow life to move through us instead of like pushing and forcing, and like, so we don't have to like chase our dreams, like instead of having a dream, our goals, and how we can be more, cultivate that space of capacity. How can we have that capacity to receive, like allow life to move through us? So that's what it's all about, the flow state. So, yeah, so we are in a very fast culture. Like we have like on the go all the time. Like we have very big things of list, big list to like. We just have to get it done. Like we always have been running and doing things, right? So when we pausing is more about like just taking time for ourselves, and just 5 to 10 minutes a day, like whatever time works for you. In the morning, if you can have like a morning ritual, or some people prefer it in the night, they have like a gratitude ritual. They take 5 or 10 minutes to just reflect on how the day was. So whatever time works for you, you can just choose that time and take 5 to 10 minutes to just reflect how you're feeling, and try to express that in your art journal, or just you can write it down, or you can um, just express through art, like doodling, coloring, in whatever way you like to express, you can just express that. So life is filled with moments of stress, but the journey of creative contemplation and mindful flow allows us to ride the waves of existence with a profound connection to our true self. So yeah, oftentimes like we are in our mind, our thoughts like kind of cloud us. It doesn't allow us to see more clearly, right? So we are just desperate, holding on to our plans, like whatever, what's the next thing, like we are just going like still holding on to the past. So whatever happened, if we don't take time to reflect whatever has happened, we just hold on to the past, and then that will kind of affect us to make a decision. So yeah, that's why it's important to just reflect and let go. So self-limiting beliefs, the need for constant validation. So at times we feel like, are we on the right track? So we are just doubting ourselves, and that fear of uncertainty. Those are all things that keeps us stuck. At times we feel like overwhelmed, exhausted, or stuck. So when we take time to pause and be present with our feelings, we can navigate those challenges. We can like anchor in our body, and we can be more grounded. So yeah. So the second key is about letting go, how we can like relax, be in our body and let go. So we carry so much in our mind. So the thoughts keep running, right? So if we don't reflect and process it, that will block us from moving forward. So if we have, if you want to change some behaviors or some habits, so we need to be more mindful and be more present, so that we can make the choice to change our behavior. So our life force energy gets stuck when we feel like so overwhelmed or exhausted, when we are in the mind all the time. So yeah, as a mom, like I also have so many things. At times I feel like overwhelmed, like by my to-do list. And yeah, this is the process that helped me to calm down and to get the clarity and focus. So yeah, I'm just sharing my creative process. So I'm not like a therapist or yeah, I'm not an expert in this field. So I'm just sharing whatever I went through in my life, and this process like helped me to be more mindful, yeah, and be more present. Yeah. And the third key is like awareness and noticing. So when we learn to express our emotions with colors and art, we can create more awareness and space to reflect and understand our needs better. So when you know what your needs are, you can prioritize your values and take aligned action to create the change you want. So oftentimes, yeah, we hear the voices, like the voice of the mind is like endless chatter, like we always hear those voices. And then the ego constantly wants us to prove ourselves, like we have to like go achieve, do these things, always like doing. And our inner child always looks for that validation and protection. And inner child always wants to like play, like the inner child is like playful and imaginative. So when we connect with that inner child energy, we can be more playful and be more present. Yeah. So and the soul voice is our inner guidance. So the inner voice. So when we are more present, when we are more be with ourselves, our thoughts, when we express our thoughts through art or journaling, so we can have that clarity, and we can hear our soul and that intuition, we can connect with our body's intuition. So yeah, a fourth key is like compassion and non-judgment. So most times when we make art, we judge ourselves, and our inner critic voice would be like louder. So yeah, we oftentimes think what others will say, and we just stop expressing ourselves. So instead of that, when we have that compassion for ourselves, we will allow ourselves to express more. So I believe compassion is like the central aspect in igniting that creative flow that is like nourishing and sustainable. So reclaiming that wild landscape of ourselves requires a safe space, like free of judgment and expectations, with gentle practice that support us to follow our own pace, slowly rooting ourselves in the joy of being present, and thereby opening up doorways to expansion on many different layers. So we have to like acknowledge how we are feeling, so and listen to our feelings and feel our feelings and allow them to move through us, so that we can accept how we are feeling in the moment. So yeah, having a compassion for myself, for whatever I was going through in my life, like helped me to move that energy and be more present with what I want to create more in my life. So yeah, it's always, instead of like, I want to be there, I have to achieve this, like I have to go there, and yeah, I'm right where I need to be, like life is coming to me, and like having that kind of helped me to move forward. Like most times when I feel like overwhelmed or exhausted, I just give myself some time to just relax, and yeah, just taking some time for myself. So I always have like a non-negotiable time for myself. So just a half an hour or to an hour every day. Like once my kids go to school, I just take my time to just express my feelings in my art. I have an art journal. So I just sit with my art journal and I just process my feelings, like how am I going? So where I want to go, what is like blocking me, or just expressing my feelings in my journal, like kind of helped me to have that momentum for the day. So on the fifth key is like expression. So creative rituals and to practice mindful flow art will shift our energy. So the three steps for the mindful flow art are intention, our intuition, and integration. Like spontaneous intuitive expression of colors, patterns, and symbols helps us to connect with our spirit. So we are going to see. I'm going to like show you a small example of what is mindful flow art, and we are going to practice that mindful flow art. So it like helps us to express more intuitively. So it's more like a prayer or meditation, whether you are an experienced artist, you're a meditator, or if you don't have any previous experience, so you can, this practice is for you. You can just try uh, drawing, like doodling or coloring or any other way that you want to express. So it helps you to cultivate a space of curiosity so that your creative genius can emerge. So this process helped me to transform my overwhelm into beauty and grace. So when we cultivate a deep, compassionate connection with ourselves, we establish a solid foundation for positive and meaningful interactions with the world. So the change begins with us, like we can be the change we want to see. So when we connect with ourselves, when we have compassion for ourselves, we can show that to others and impact them. So yeah, the benefits of mindful flow is about like the balance. So it's more about balance is not something like we find. It's more of what we create. So juggling our passions with our responsibilities and finding joy and purpose in both. So the equilibrium we achieve will be the foundation of a fulfilled day. So it's not like either or. So always like when we have our responsibilities and then we also have our passions, right? So it always like finding that balance kind of helps us to be in that mindful state. So the equilibrium we achieve will be the foundation for a fulfilled day. So reflect on the symphony of your life's activities and how they harmonize to create a unique melody. So the practicing mindful flow art cultivates self-love. So when we create space to allow our emotions to move through our body, it will become a safe space. So how we can cultivate that safety in our body to express our emotions, and whether it's through like breathing or intentional painting or journaling or gardening or cooking, like whatever way you like to express, like dancing, or allow yourself to just um, express more, to navigate the challenges with a compassionate heart and fostering self-love and acceptance. So it like practice being patient with yourself. So whenever we start something new, it might take a while for us to learn. So the creative practice is also like that. It takes a while for us to be in that flow state. So we need to be patient with ourselves, and we need to fill our cup first so that we can give from that place of overflowing instead of being more stressed. When we are like stressed and exhausted, we might show that in our family, right? So when we fill our cup first and we nourish ourselves, we'll be able to give that from the place of love, and we can share our connection more deeply. So yeah, mindfulness is mindful flow art is about like balancing our energy. So our beliefs and our thoughts influence the way we perceive and interact with the world. So it's all about when we change our perception, we can change our life. So how can we change that perspective? Like what is the story that is going on in our mind? Is it like true? Like having that inquiry practice, like contemplative practice. Like I usually do that in my journal. I just like, is it true? Like whatever my mind is telling me, is it true? Like going some deeper level on that and expressing that emotion like kind of helps me to shift that energy. So that's why taking time to reflect makes more makes you more resourceful, so we can use our creative energy to shift our perspective to find the balance. So flow is about the feminine energy. It's about like movement, receiving, trust and surrender. So masculine energy is more about like planning, structure, strategy. So we all have both these energies and it needs to be in balance so that we can use our energy efficiently. So it's not like either or. So we need to have the plan, we need to have the goal, and then We just have to take time for ourselves to nourish ourselves and then build that capacity and cultivate that resilience. So whenever life throws us something, we'll be able to bounce back and then create that goal that we want in our life. So I wanted to talk about the kolam art. This is like a traditional art. I come from South India. So in South India, it's a tradition to draw kolam outside the house. So every day morning before the sun rises, women wake up and then they clean their porch with water, and then they use rice flour to draw this kolam art. So it usually it's a sacred geometry with dots and lines that represent our infinite nature. So how we can balance our energies, like the dots represent the masculine energy and the lines go around it. It's like the feminine energy. So and how we can find that balancing that union of polarities for liberation. So everything around us is energy. So when we connect with that energy and the patterns in the nature, so going out in nature and like connecting with nature is really important. Like in our ancestors, every day they did that to connect with nature, with the elements. How can we commune with the elements so that we'll be in that rhythm of uh, life? So yeah, so this is me like drawing. I did it in CLT Boom festival. So I did this kolam art. So today we are going to like draw a smaller one. So whenever there's a festival or something, people do elaborate kolam. They take time and they color the kolam. But on a regular basis, every day they just do like smaller dots and lines. It's like a puzzle. Like we just have to connect. The lines has to go around the dots, and it represents that we are our infinite nature, and to show our gratitude to Mother Nature and to connect with all the elements. So yeah, that we are going to draw this smaller column. So before that, I just wanted to, we'll just do a small practice. If you have like a paper and pen, you can just write down like how you are feeling like before starting this exercise. Are you feeling like happy or frustrated or sad? Just if you want to type it in the chat, you can type it, or you can just note it down. Yeah. So now for the mindful flow art, the first step is like reflection, setting an intention. So reflect what's really going on in your life, like on your plate this month. So what must do's are weighing on your mind, acknowledge them, and perhaps be bold enough to toss the ones that aren't for you anymore. So define what your investment of time, energy, and self really should be. So I know this is a busy month. Yeah, we have a lot of things going on. Since it's the last month of the year, so and we have holidays coming up, so we might have so much on our plate. So where can you show up where it really matters, and what do you need in order to rest? So what are your limits, your boundaries, and what feels like the best way for you to celebrate the end of a year? So what do you want the beginning of the next year to feel like? So take some few minutes to just write down where can you, what is your intention for this month? Yeah, take a few minutes to write down. Yeah. So once you have that, yeah, we can go to the next one. Done. So on the second step is about like intuition. So how we can connect with our intuition. So how you are feeling. So connect with your body. So one of the most radical yet simple shifts I made was how I entered a new year. So how do you want the new year to be? I didn't need any big plans or absolute clarity on my new year goals. So I just needed a month to reset and reflect. So to ease my way into a new beginning, to rest my weary feet and hold my people tighter, longer, and with more gratitude. So how about like instead of giving presents, how can we give our presence and more connection, deeper connection with our family? So most time we spend most of the time in like setting up for the party or doing things like buying things, and we want everything to be perfect. And then when the moment comes, we feel so tired or exhausted, and we just miss that connection with our family members. So when we take the time to reflect, and the most important thing is like how present we are and how well we are connecting with them. So this month might rush in a blur unless you give it the right purpose. So give it your attention, give yourself your attention so that you can connect with your family and make some meaningful moments and yeah, memories together. So when we connect with our body, we expand our mind and we nourish our body. So just intuition is about connecting with your body. So when we take some deep breaths, so when we slow down, so if you want to take some deep breath, we can like connect with our body. So you can just put your hand in a belly and in your heart and take some deep breaths just through our nose, so that your body will like tell you where you need to like use your energy, where you need to spend your energy. So the next step is like integration. So when we have the intention and we connect with our intuition, so the next step is like integration. So integration is really important to anchor in the transformation and change. So the body needs to digest and process the new changes throughout the system. So when our heart is open, we can experience the flow. The flow is being in tune with life without any resistance or resentment. So spontaneous expressions will connect our intuition and our heart's desire. So the key attribute is efficiency, how we are using our energy. So flow and receptivity are the result of our creative practice and our energetic alignment. So we'll do some small art now so that we can integrate, like we can express through our art. So yeah, whatever you have recently completed, so whether when we take time to honor what how much we have learned this year, like whether it's a new painting, new venture, or a new experience, take a moment to honor that, like honor ourselves, what has been healed or transformed. So we can journal our response through this prompt to support in the journey, like how were you feeling before you started? So what challenges did you face? And then when did you experience the success or joy? So what has changed in your life as a result? And how are you feeling now? So integration is about whatever the whole year. So what I've done is like for the whole year, what what are the new things that you have done, like a new painting or new venture. So take some time to like process all those whatever you have done this year, where you started, what are the challenges you faced, and how did it make you feel, and what has changed in your life. So yeah, that's how we integrate all the things. So yeah, yeah, you can do this whenever you have time. So now we just do like a or art if you have. So yeah, being an artist, like I love colors. So colors always like helps me to move the energy. So expressing our feelings with through art kind of helps us to rewire our brain and gives us the opportunity to live as possibilities. So colors are magic and colors carry frequency. Spreading colors across the paper kind of moves the energy, and color lifts you up and raises our vibration. So choosing colors intentionally, like I teach about chakra art, so how each chakra is like connected to a color, and when we use certain colors, that helps us to lift our energy. So yeah, creative energy is a life-giving force. So each color has a meaning. Like when we use like red, it's about like power, passion, and energy. And if we use orange more, it helps us to be optimistic and gives us enthusiasm. So each color has a meaning, and when we use them intentionally, yeah, it varies. Like each day, I feel like some days I feel like using yellow more, some days I feel using red. And yeah, our energy moves, and we also feel different emotions, right? So yeah, you can, whatever your body feels like, intuition, you can ask your body and then choose colors. So yeah, this is the column art that I will draw. That I will show you my process, so how I draw the column. So I'll change my, yeah, see, yeah, yeah. So this is my art journal. So what I do is like I just start with um, I use like watercolor markers. So first I just write down how I feel that day. If you want to journal, you can journal. Or some days if I don't feel like writing, I just scribble like whatever is in my mind. If I can't find words, this is what I do. I just like take my marker and then just scribble something, just putting the mark on the paper is that's how I start my process. Just putting everything, whatever I'm feeling. If I don't have any words to write, I just like draw some shapes, and then I just take a brush and then I just take a brush and just how water like softens, like how we can be more uh, compassionate and gentle with ourselves. So this process kind of helps me to calm down. So when I feel like so nervous or so exhausted, I just go to my journal and I just like take some watercolor markers, and this kind of helps me to calm down. So yeah, first I do this just to let the energy flow. And then I just doodle something like draw a flower or whatever I feel like in my journal. So you don't have to do uh, painting or like anything that is, this is journal is for yourself. So whatever you feel like, you just express that and you just keep it for yourself. So you don't have to share it with anyone. You can just keep it. So yeah, I mean, and then I just draw column. Yeah, you can see the column on top of that. So I just use colors and then I just draw column on top of it. So this is my art journal. This is my process. So I'll just show you how to draw the column. So yeah, it always starts with dots. So we are just going to first draw the dots, and then the lines move around. So it's about like symmetry and balance. So yeah, first drawing having the dots, and then the lines go around that. So, so I first draw it in the pencil, and then I just take a marker and color it later. Yeah, um, this is how I draw. So I'm going to show the one easier ones, so that you can get an idea of how to draw. So the easier one is like, first we just put the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing this one like 5, 3, and 1. 5 dots, 3. So first I put the dots and then the lines go around. So can you guys see it? Yeah, okay. So I have the dots and then the line goes around. Something. Yeah, this is how the first the dot and then the lines go around. So this art kind of helps me to kind of balance my energy. Like it uh, tells us that we are never alone. So how? Oh, sorry, one second. Yeah, yes, yeah, I changed the camera. Yeah, drawing this art like every day morning kind of helps me to be more mindful, and like, so this is my process. Like I just uh, take the color, like whichever color I feel like, I just draw the background first and then draw a column on top of it. It helps me to be more calm, more mindful, and to get that clarity and focus. So it's about balancing the energies and to have that clarity and focus. So yeah, these are different patterns, and you can try whichever one is easier for you. So yeah, I'll give you some time so you can just practice. Yeah, if you have any questions or yeah, any notes, you can ask me. Mhm. There's a done. Yeah. Yeah, you can just, after drawing this, you can reflect on how you are feeling now. So we didn't have that much time, so the time is taking, that's why. But if you take like 10 minutes to just reflect on how what you are feeling, and then setting your intentions and connecting with intuition and integrating how you are feeling, you will feel more calm and more present with yourself and how you are feeling. So creative flow is more about having that inner peace. So feeling our emotions without being attached to them helps us to reclaim our power. So inner peace does not look like perfect bliss. Instead, it is the awareness that tough emotions are moving through you without giving them control. You feel the chaos in your life, but choose not to fuel it and move intentionally, gentle throughout your day. So remember the three steps, like what is your intention, what is your intuition telling you, and then integrate. So, yeah, that's the creative flow for peace. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today to do this practice. And yeah, if you have any questions, yeah, you can ask me. Um, yeah, how was this experience? Like, yeah, if you want to draw some more, I'm not sure like if we are good on time, or that's why I just moved on. Yeah.
We have a couple of minutes for any questions or if people want to continue.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just share my column slide. So if they want to draw columns, so they can draw some.
Erica, yes, the slides, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
We will share the deck to everyone who came, and we will also share the recording in case you want to share it with any friends or revisit it sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Umayal, can you share a little bit? I remember you talking in your workshop, kind of
Mm-hmm.
um, the sensation or reasoning behind the continuation of the
Mm-hmm.
line instead of lifting your finger.
Yeah. So when we use rice flour, we just use the lines. We just don't. We start from one point, and then the line has to go continually. So without lifting your fingers, we just continuously go on. So it's like the infinite nature, like how it's interconnected. Life is interconnected. So it's, yeah, it takes a lot of practice to draw that without lifting our hand. So yeah, in one yeah, without lifting our hand, drawing this column, it takes a lot of practice. So I have seen my mom and my grandmother do. So I have been practicing this from very young age. So I can draw it fast. Yeah, I know. But when we start drawing this, it might take a while for us to draw them without lifting our hand. Yeah. So it's a one continuous line.
I can imagine that with the flour, the rice flour, that's
Yeah. Yeah, that requires even more mind body
yeah.
coordination to get that line. Yeah, you have to like have the right amount in your hand. And yeah, it requires. Yeah, this teaches about our patience and how everything is like this art is about like ephemeral art. So they do it every day, and then just it goes off, and yeah, they do it again the next day. So how everything in life is like moving and changing, and how we can be more when we pause and when we reflect, we can learn from our past, be present, and create the future. Yeah. Yeah, our ancestors, they were like so in tune with this rhythms and cycles of nature. So yeah, that's why they created these rituals, like creative rituals, so that we can be in touch with the elements of nature.
Thank you. I wrote so many things down. I have so many takeaways for myself, and I have a feeling everyone else does too. But that I love that you have kind of a set time, every day, even if it's 10 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
It's you said that the equilibrium we achieve will be the foundation for a fulfilled day. And that's,
Mm-hmm.
it's neither here or there. That really resonates. I think it's very easy to be like, I have to focus on this today, or,
Yeah.
and not making that time. I feel that you have filled me with a lot of wisdom to go into tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
since it's the end, this is the last convo. Like I wanted it to be like more mindful, and yeah, how can we be more present with ourselves, so that we can take that energy to the next year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we're so grateful. If anyone else has any questions,
Yeah.
please feel free to come off mute or share in the chat or
Mm-hmm.
um but Umayal, this is
Yeah.
lovely. We will definitely share this. I'll follow up with an email to everyone who is here
Mm-hmm.
with the deck.
Yeah.
But please, and I'll drop that link again in the chat, but you can see at this link, this is where we've put, hold on, let me get this to everyone. This is where we've put all of our decks and recordings from our past creative convos this year. And we'll continue to kind of add on so that even if you missed something, you can, tune in or revisit anytime
Mm-hmm.
you'd like. And feel free to share this with friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I tried
Frank,
it.
let's see.
Uh, Yeah, I almost got it, but yeah, this is
Yeah.
it. So
Oh
thank you for
yeah,
this.
yeah, I love it,
Yeah,
Frank. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Doing
thanks.
a sing doing
Thanks
a
for
single
sharing.
line is harder than you would.
Yeah.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Wait,
It was
Frank, can you hold that up again? I want to take a picture. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my all, thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Thanks everyone for joining us today. Yeah.
I feel like
it
we
was
have to do this like every quarter. It feels very,
it's a good reminder. It
yes.
was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. Everyone have a lovely evening and we'll see you all very soon.
Yeah. Take care,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.